Good morning, meditators, and welcome back to Essentials of Meditation. Today, we'll take a quick look at antinatalism and meditation, two ideas that kind of go together if you think a little bit through it, and I'll explain. So, antinatalism is simply the philosophical perspective that, very much like Buddhism, life contains more suffering than joy, and therefore it is always a harm to come into existence, to go, you could say, from the void into existence. Now, whether or not coming into existence is unavoidable is another question, because, of course, things seem to occur in our universe in pairs of opposites. We have left and right, up and down, male and female. And then we also have being and non being. So we have an experience, of course, of being here, being somewhat isolated and distinct, a feature of the universe, you could say. And the corollary to that, of course, is non existence, of not being. We look around, everything that isn't us, that seems to be empty space, is that which from we have arisen from, it seems to be. So, antinatalism, as a philosophical perspective, is really a moral injunction. The idea is if we cannot get consent from a being that has not yet been created for that being's creation, then it would be morally wrong to bring that person into existence, even though I know they're not a person yet. It's pretty straightforward when you think about it that way. I mean, we would always ask, rather, consent. So we wanted to bring somebody to a party, we wanted to invite them to do a new job, into a relationship with us. That is always done with their consent. And if you can't get somebody's consent, if they're unconscious, or in some other way incapacitated, you don't take any action uh, on their behalf. You don't invite them to anything without their consent. So it's the same, of course, inviting a new life into existence. So if we were going to consider doing that, the first thing we'd want to sort out is, can we be happy? Is this life good enough without bringing another person into the party? And if it isn't, then it is a bit of a Ponzi scheme, right? We're bringing people in to make our lives better, to make them worth living. But of course, now we're saddling that new person with the same issue that we have, which is life worth living without bringing someone else in? So this is where meditation comes in. Meditation is the absence, it is a solitary pursuit. So it's the absence of any other beings around us when we're actually in this meditative state. And if that's not good enough, then perhaps we should reconsider bringing more people in. Let's try. Just take a moment and close your eyes. You can settle into your seat. Begin by tuning your attention to your breath. Just notice the passage of air. And try not to be frustrated or alarmed if the mind cannot do this for very long. But do see if you notice when you disconnect. Let's take 10 inhales and exhales in silence. Just remain. And to conclude our short meditation today, as you breathe in, just think of spaciousness, think of the void, the generator of form, as the basis for your being. No fear of that spacious quality as you breathe it in. Breathing it in the form of expansion in your lungs. And as you're ready, you can open the eyes. So there doesn't seem to be a problem with spaciousness. Thanks for listening.